50 years. Where do you even start?
Here we are at Emerson College, where it all began, where Dennis and Paula met, started a great relationship, and an incredible company.
Paula and I, met in school. We met in college. We met in our freshman year, in fact, and we went together all through the 4 years we were there. And we wanted to work together after we graduated from school. So we started this concept of helping people improve their speaking skills. We decided to call it exactly what we were going to do, the Speech Improvement Company. So all those years ago, we gave it that name so that we could work together. And we knew we wanted to work together, build a family together, and so forth.
When I think about the people who started the company, Paula and Dennis really created the industry.
They had no idea what we wanted to do even, let alone the word coach, because there were no things like us. Nobody did what we do.
We have such an understanding of what makes a communication model successful. The sender, the receiver, the way the message is conveyed. What are the most current trends for conveying that credible message? That's a very important part of what makes us good coaches, understanding trends, because things go in and out of style in communication, just like fashion.
Hi, I'm at the front entrance, the steps to the Speech Improvement Company. Our wonderful coaches, as they march in, are thinking about the fantastic accomplishments, results, and relationships they're going to have with clients. So as we walk up these steps, we're thinking solely of our clients and how to be helpful.
The personality of our coaches is so friendly. We're approachable. We're easy to get along with. We understand the difficulties that a person has, not just in front of a microphone or a camera or behind a podium or a lectern, but in their lives.
We have a great passion for helping other people to become effective at communicating their ideas. And that passion comes through. If we don't know it, we talk with each other. We study the research. We look for ways to help people improve the way that they come across.
It's really been quite interesting with all of the different challenges, and that's what I like about it so much, that each client is unique, and you have, at every different company, you have different things. So it doesn't get stale, it doesn't get rote. And I think a lot of occupations can get that way. This definitely doesn't, though.
I get to work with some of the most talented people we're all educated in the areas of communication, in the theory, in the concepts. I found the Speech Improvement Company because of my relationship with Emerson College. I'm a graduate of Emerson College, and little did I know I was walking into an office full of Emersonians.
He was about ready to graduate from Emerson. He came to me and said, I have to graduate. I'm graduating, I have to get another job, and I'm going to do this. I said, no, you're not. You're not going anywhere. You're staying right here. I spotted in her the coaching capacity, the interpersonal, intrapersonal sensitivities, the education. She was fantastic. And I said, no, you're not going to be, you're going to become a coach? Yeah. Fast forward, she's now the COO of the company, Kristen Curran Fowler. She's one of the best coaches we've ever had and still with the company. She's terrific. I think the first coach we ever had that we hired, I guess, was Lori Schlaff.
So I was teaching at Northeastern University in the speech pathology department. I sort of got an interest in business. And my generation of females, none of us really went into business. I heard Dennis on the radio one day talking about speech and speech coaching, and my heart went pitter-patter, pitter-patter. I really want to meet this guy and find out about what he does. And really, sort of the rest is history. I made it my business to get to know Dennis and Paula. It wasn't easy for them. I was a little rough around the edges, and just really liked the feeling, the values, the philosophy, and of course the work itself.
We've been here a long time together. She was the first coach that we ever had, and she remains one of the most effective coaches that we have. Her clients love her.
I think people who end up successful at the Speech Improvement Company do seem to really like the idea that it's family.
So when I did move back to Boston and join the company, they were very, very delighted. It was, I think, part of the vision that they had, that their family would we would all be in the family business. And at that time, I was the first to be in the family business. My brothers weren't quite on that path yet.
Within the first month, I'm in training and I'm watching my father, I'm watching Dennis at Harvard. And I'm sitting in the back of the room in training, just watching him. And I was amazed at how everybody was, all these CEOs from around the world had come to see him speak. My first thought was, how many kids get to see their dad at work like this? So that was cool. But then I started to really, really enjoy the work.
They've been my second parents. You know, Paula and Dennis, you know, my parents, my mother even jokes, I bet you told Paula this. You know, your second mother, I bet she knew about this. And it's hard not to have that sense because you're with them 40 to 50 hours a week. They do know everything going on in your life. And the difference between working with the speech improvement company and working with another organization, such as, you know, a bank or, you know, a college, is that they cared.
Good old George Mattson and I, we're the two old guys in the company, and we're sort of sticklers for grammar and pronunciation and getting things right. But George and I met at Emerson College. He was my instructor, and he's been with us for a long, long time, and he still stands as sort of the stalwart grammarian in the company and making sure that we get things right. He's a great guy, George. We're very lucky to have him. I hope we have him for a long time.
When I first met Dennis, he was a student of mine at Emerson College. I taught there for 6 years, and he just impressed me so much. I knew somehow, probably through the window there, that they had the company, and I had thought for years that I would like to join up with him. So I answered a 1-column by 1-inch ad in the Globe, and they called me up and said, Dennis said, well, you know who this is? And I said, I sure do. I've been wanting to talk with you for ages.
We have clients from every single profession, every single station in life, but I'd say perhaps the person who seeks us out the most is a person in transition. It could be the person who has a new job, a person who's a new leader, a person who's never spoken to a group before and suddenly has to. I always say there's more people than ever before communicating with more people than ever before. So we're serving a lot of different needs out there.
Dr. Pat Reed Ponte, and she is the director of nursing, and I don't know how many things at this point, a lot of things related to Massachusetts Nursing Association, Brigham and Women's Hospital, Dana-Farber, lots of things.
We had Dennis and his team do outright, you know, sort of customer service training at the Brigham and at the Dana-Farber in different venues in different ways. But more importantly, he worked with smaller teams of people to sort of help them, and more with our management team to help them help the frontline staff engage with patients differently. And there is something special about the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Clearly, Dennis knew that. Paula knew that. She was treated here, and they then even were more committed after being cared for here to helping us continue that important engagement of patients and families.
Phil Helms. It's really an interesting story. Phil was one of Paula's clients, actually. He came in for, I forget exactly what it was, but she was working with him, and he at the time was working with the Big Dig in Boston.
I remember very vividly, we went through the whole presentation. There was some things we had to get across, and then he asked me a key question which Dennis had helped prepare me for, which was really important. At the end of the day, you're going to get the question, why you? What's the most important thing? I can't exactly phrase it, but it was one of the key events, and I just looked the general in the eye and said decision making. That is the key to success on this project, and if we're going to look at it, we're going to have to really evaluate the effectiveness of the decision making. And that stuck with him, and after we got the job, he and I had become close working friends for 10 years, and he said that was a key point, that just nailed it. And so, you know, I give a lot of credit to Dennis and his team for getting us prepped to be able to say that and not just go on in a classic engineering fashion.
Maybe you could explain Better Speech Day.
So we got the idea to hold a big event at Faneuil Hall, and this was in the late 80s. And we invited people, anybody who had anything to do with speech, and they all had a table at Faneuil Hall. We had a Better Speech Day rap contest, and we had winners, and we had an oratory contest. It was a great big deal, very well attended, and of course in a beautiful setting. And we still have posters around the company which say Better Speech Day on it, with a picture of a Paul Revere.
Better Speech Day was an opportunity for us to get out there and show the community how confident we were that we could help them be better in anything they did.
The first time I worked with a client on a topic, the topic was job interviewing skills, and I was coaching them on things that I thought everybody knew about. And when she called me and told me she got the job, she got the salary she wanted, it was such a rewarding feeling to know that I was a part of helping that person to get what they wanted. And I just fell in love with the work at that point. And at that point I knew I was never going to leave the company, and I was in for life.
But I think I'm most proud of the fact that we're here for 50 years. And that couldn't have happened without Paula, and of course with all the great staff that we've had over the years. So I'm proud of the people who are here. They made it happen. Not all me, not all Paula. We couldn't have done it without everybody else who's in the company.
So where will we be in another 50 years? Wow, it's amazing to imagine. Maybe they'll paint the green line. Maybe the green line will be levitated. Maybe it won't be green. Maybe we'll wear jetpacks and fly to the Speech Improvement Company. But one thing's for sure, no matter what happens in terms of technology, in terms of invention, human beings will always need to communicate with other human beings. And the Speech Improvement Company will be here for them.
And I have to put my glasses on next to the hand because the sun getting in my eyes.
Say they took the shirt right off your back.
Right off my back.